See, I knew my husband wanted to practice polygyny. I didn't know when, why, how, like I didn't know like the great details of it because that's something that he knew. However, I had to understand that I had a life before that and I'm going to continue to have one now. And I encourage any wife to have her own life outside of our husband's. He's part of our life, but he's not our life.
Warning, viewer discretion is advised. The content, views, and educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if your feelings bruise easily, this might be the time to click away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace. Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships and co-author of the new book, Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. Now, I want to get into a topic. I get asked this a lot, and I've had to really coach many women about it with my Nourishing Fulfillment coaching program. But it is polygyny. Aren't you lost without him? Now I'm outside enjoying my time. It is hot. As some of you know, we are on the continent of Africa. And this is my time in the morning that I take for myself, whether Coach Nazir is at my house, at our home, or at the home that he shares with Coach Nyla, my co-wife. Now, the question, are you lost without your husband, means, are you lost without him when he's not around? And let me tell you, one thing about not just being in survival mode in polygyny, but thriving in polygyny is understanding that you better have a life of your own. And it's interesting because I had a life of my own before he married again. So why should I stop living, right? But some people may say, well, because he's with his other wife, but you don't know where he is. I remember one time I assumed Coach Nazir was hanging out with Coach Nyla, his wife. He can. And how about the whole time he was at a Barnes and Noble's doing his business, minding his business. I gotta watch where I'm walking because these are stepping stones, y'all. I broke my neck, and that'll be really interesting. That'll give him something to look at other than this tassel. Anywho, he was at the local bookstore taking care of his business. Now, it didn't really matter where he was, but he was living his life. See, him marrying more than one wife did not stop him living. If anything, he did more for himself. He took more time. That doesn't mean that he ignored us. That doesn't mean that he wasn't there for his family, but he knew how to take care of himself to a certain degree, and then he had to learn the other stuff along the way. We all do. We're all learning. So don't be so hard just on yourself and don't beat yourself up for it. Okay? But the major takeaway is understanding that you had better create a space for yourself and your sanity. Because one thing I know is that I'm not a twin, and I came here alone, and even twins are born singularly. They have to experience their own birth. They have to do their own crying and be in their own individual pain. Even though they were close, even though they were in the same home together in their mother's womb, they had to understand that they're living this life as individuals. And one thing that I know that twins hate is to be called twins. Shout out to the twins that are viewing this. And they hate to not have their own individuality. Now, just because they're close doesn't mean they can't and shouldn't live their own lives and be seen as people that have their own experiences, their own heartbreak, their own pain, their own joy, their own triumph, their own tribulation. Because how would that be fair to them? How would it be fair to siblings? How would it be fair to people that are married? We get in these relationships and we have to understand something, is that people change and they evolve and they want different things. And they might want things that are foreign to us. You know, one thing I love that Elanya Van Zant said, whether you agree with her or not, she said something that moved me. She said, we need to quit acting like we don't know as women. And that's true. See, I knew my husband wanted to practice polygyny. I didn't know when, why, how, you know, like I didn't know like the great details of it because that's something that he knew. However, I had to understand that I had a life before that, and I'm going to continue to have one now. And I encourage any wife to have her own life outside of our husband's. He's part of our life, but he's not our life. Okay? And that's very important to understand. I'm going to get up, but that sun was tearing me down. That's very important to understand, and some may not agree. And I'm not here that everybody agree with me. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. Because I know what many women say is challenging for them, and that is when their husband is not with them. And we didn't have him all the time 24/7 before polygyny. So we don't need to believe that we have access to him 24/7 now. And you'll find that you don't need that if you get in your own life and become very active in it. So the words of the day are, live your life. And put that in the comments if you reached this far in this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Share this video because sharing is caring. You know, those of us that are in polygyny know that sharing can be looked at in different ways. But make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know every time that we upload a video. You don't want to miss out because you got 3 different perspectives. You got mine, Coach Nazir, and Coach Nyla's. And all of our perspectives matter. Your voice matters. And speaking of voices and having a space that's safe for you to communicate with others and like-minded people. Yes, I said like-minded. That doesn't mean that we are carbon copies of one another. Like-minded people can disagree, but they usually agree to disagree. Join our community at polygamycommunity.com for details. That's where you don't have to worry about the jerks, the trolls, and sometimes the trollocs that want to get in there in the comments and argue and be argumentative and combative. That's a place where very mature people can talk about things that are challenging for them. They can discuss different issues. We have meet and greets. We have live classes. We have different courses that you can unlock along the way as you go within the community and you level up, you unlock another course. So make sure you head over to polygamycommunity.com for details and follow us on Facebook and IG at Outstanding Personal Relationships. I'm going to leave you guys off with some GLC. Make sure you're growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. I'm going to wrap it up, y'all. I got spectators. Because they said, what is this girl talking about? And they can find out if they come over to Outstanding Personal Relationships. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm going to go back to the coffee house and enjoy my frappe. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.